Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing something that's absolutely golden. The WWE Elite Series 47 Goldust. Goldust comes in his original attire from his first appearance in this elite figure, with wig and robe, all of which that are glittering in gold. A worthy addition to any WWE collector. Now let's go ahead and zoom in for our close-up, Mr. DeVille.
Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Goldust. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. As usual, WWE Elite figures are a little bit bigger than 6-inch scale, and of course much bigger than 3 3/4-inch scale. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at Goldust. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Goldust's outfit is mostly gold, but they went with a very matte sort of gold instead of making it reflective or shiny in any way, so it doesn't look as good as it could. The silver accents are sort of shiny, and they look better than the gold. And that's really all there is in terms of color. Everything else is pretty standard WWE body mold. The gloves have some flares to them, and the boots are probably a slightly unique mold, but for the most part, pretty simple design. The original Goldust design was not all that complicated, got a bit more complex as time went on. But other than the paint being very dull looking, it is a pretty decent representation of first appearance Goldust. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpt. Head sculpt wise, Goldust looks pretty decent. His expression is, I don't know what you would call that exactly. It's kind of like a smirk in that part of his mouth is up, but it doesn't really look like a smirk. I don't know, but his face looks like that. And, of course, it's painted gold, black around the eyes and the lips. He's got his short hair, and his ears are black in this particular version of the face paint. Don't really know why he went with that, but whatever. Other than that, his eyes are slightly off-center. That's probably going to vary from figure to figure, but for the most part, he looks good. Certainly looks like Goldust. So I don't really have anything big to complain about. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Goldust has pretty standard WWE Elite articulation. Ball peg in the head, that goes forward and back, side to side. Ball joint shoulders go in and out, forward and back. Bicep cut, single joint elbow, wrist hinge and rotation. Nice abdominal joint, waist cut, hips go in and out, and forward and back. Thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot rotation, and hinge, and slight pivoting in the ankles. So you should be able to get him into all the usual WWE Elite type poses. Now let's go ahead and move on to some accessories. Accessories wise, you get a few things. You get your wig, which is a rubber piece. It fits over his head mostly okay, but I feel like it could fit a bit better. And then you get your robe, which is cloth and not one of the shitty rubber things that they give us sometimes. It's very, very shiny gold. It's got little faux fur stuff on it. It's got gold dust on the back, and it's got a little tie ribbon thing. And it velcros in the front as well, so you can snuggle him up in that robe if you want. It's one of those things where you're probably going to want to display him with the robe just because it looks really nice, like one of the Ric Flair figures or something like that. And lastly, you get one of those plastic stands with the backdrops they've been doing recently. It's just a little plastic black foot stand, and you get a backdrop, and this one is a piece of a steel cage, so that's cool if you want to use that. Now that wraps it up for Goldust and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, you get your standard WWE Elite style packaging. Big window, Elite 47B Collect exclusive diorama piece. It doesn't mention him coming with a wig and a robe like it generally mentions accessories like that. Goldust Elite Collection Flashback. And on the back you get a picture of Goldust, some stats, and the other figures that are available in this wave. Kane, The Rock, Brian Pillman, and Connor and Victor of the Ascension. I have The Rock, and I'll review him later, but I'm not massively interested in any of the other things. But if I do end up getting them for some reason or another, of course I shall review them. As always, these are good for in or out of package displays, so yeah. Goldust. Alright, that about wraps it up for
Goldust. So until next time, goodbye.
Thanks for watching one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like the video or subscribe if you would like to see my future content. If not, run away. Run away and never return. Also, feel free to support me on Patreon at patreon.com/vrreviews, follow me on Twitter at venomraptor09, or follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/vrreviews. Thank you, and goodbye.